Welcome to your Confident English Wednesday lesson. I'm Anne-Marie with Speak Confident English, and this week we are focused on summer reading. It is officially summer. It is time to relax, have fun, and what could be better than getting lost in a really good book? You can have fun and still improve your English at the same time. So that is our focus this week. In the video today, I'm going to share with you 4 tips to help you make sure that your English reading is both fun and effective so that you can continue to grow your English language skills. Then in the online lesson, you have 21 book recommendations. There are a variety of different topics and skill levels. 9 of those books are my own recommendations, books that I love and recommend often to my students, starting with lower intermediate level books all the way up to very advanced and complex books. And you have recommendations from others in the Confident English community, which is the coolest part of this lesson. So several of our Confident English readers have shared their favorite English books with you and why they liked it. So you have several books to choose from to get you started on the right track. So let's go ahead and start with 4 tips to help you make sure that your reading is fun and successful. Tip number 1 is to choose a book at the right level for you. One of the challenges is maybe choosing a book that is just too difficult. And unfortunately, when we choose a book that is too difficult, we start to get frustrated. There are too many new words. We don't really understand the story, so we eventually give up. And sometimes that means we decide that reading in our second language, in your case English, isn't for us, but that's not true, and I don't want you to do that. I want you to find a book that you can enjoy, that you can understand, and learn to love reading in English. There are so many benefits from improving your vocabulary, supporting your grammar, and helping you become more creative, more imaginative in the English language. So you can choose the book at your right level, and you can start with today's online lesson. As I mentioned, I've given you several different book options, and I've described different aspects of the grammar and vocabulary. So if a book has more simple grammar or focuses mostly in the past tense, or if they have more complex sentences and high-level vocabulary. So you can choose the book that might be the right place for you to start. If you've never read a book in English before, then I recommend starting with one of the top 2 books on the list. These books are great introductions to helping you get started reading in English. They're not very long, and they're very good books to read. So you'll be successful and have a good book to enjoy. Tip number 2 is set realistic goals for your reading. And what that means is set a realistic time goal for reading every day in English. There are a couple of good reasons to do that. If you are reading your book every day in English, it keeps the vocabulary that you're learning fresh in your mind, so it helps you keep the vocabulary active so that you can use it and remember it. And you will also remember the storyline, which means you don't need to go back to read a few pages again because you forgot what happened last time you read. So if you do it every day, you're much more likely to remember all of those important details that you need to keep going with the story, and you'll remember that vocabulary. It also helps you set up for success. So if you read, for example, 10 minutes a day, or maybe 2 pages out of your book a day, that is easy to accomplish. And every time you do that, you're going to feel great because you succeeded in your goal. If we set a goal such as reading for 1 hour every day, that can be really difficult to do because life gets busy, we get tired. Sometimes reading in another language takes a lot of energy and a lot of focus. And if we don't have energy, if we're tired or stressed, we might not be able to enjoy the book. So setting a realistic goal of something such as 2 pages a day or 10 minutes a day will make it much more likely that you'll be successful in achieving your goal of finishing the book. Tip number 3 is have a notebook next to you for any new words that you really want to remember. And there will be new words. That's part of the fun of reading, is it will grow your vocabulary and you will learn every day great expressions and words to use in English. So many people like to keep a notebook where they can write their notes, keep ideas or those new words. I do it a little bit differently. I actually like to write in my books. So my example, of course, my second language is French, and I write in my books. I don't mind doing that. I just use a pencil, and if there's a new word, I underline it and I write the definition in the margins of the book, so in these side areas. So you can do whatever works for you. I love writing in my books so that all my words for the book are right there. But a notebook is also a great way to do that. And finally, tip number 4 is don't get stuck on one single word. I know it's frustrating when we sometimes find words that we just cannot understand clearly. But here is my recommendation. As you're reading, you will find new words and new expressions in English. And I encourage you to take a moment to read slowly, take your time, and look at the other words around the new word to see if you can find some other example words, some synonyms, or even a definition that is described in the sentence. And that can help you identify or understand the meaning of the new word. Sometimes you can even go further and look at the other sentences or the whole paragraph to help you understand that word. But the key is don't get stuck. Don't give up because there's one word that's difficult to understand. If you can get the idea of the sentence and understand the meaning of the paragraph, then you're ready to keep going forward and keep reading successfully in English. And that's it. Those are your 4 simple, quick tips to helping you make sure that reading in English is both fun and effective for improving your English language skills. So now it's your turn. I would love for you to choose one of these books to read this summer, and I'd be happy to support you in your reading. So be sure to share with me which book you choose. You can do that by leaving a comment in the comment section below, and I will check up on you to make sure that things are going well. If you have any questions, that comments section is a great place to ask questions. And if you're still not sure which book would be best for you or you're not sure about your level, again, please leave a question or a comment and I will make sure that you and I can help you find the right book for you to get started. And if you already have a book that you love in English, you've already read a few books, please be sure to leave your recommendation below. We have some great suggestions from other confident English readers in this lesson, but I would like to know what your suggestion is. So share with us your favorite English book and why you liked it in the comments section below. And now it's time for a summer break. Confident English is taking a few weeks off for the summer. I'm going to be doing some summer reading as well. So please be sure to do your summer reading and stay in touch with me in the comments section, or you can also be sure to follow me on Facebook. Over the next few weeks, I'll be doing some fun summer English tips on Facebook, so you don't want to miss that. I'll see you back here in Confident English on August 10th, and until then, have a fantastic summer and enjoy reading in English. As always, if you've enjoyed this lesson, please do consider sharing it with your friends and your colleagues. You can do it by just clicking those little purple buttons, and you can share on Facebook or Twitter or whichever platform you love for social media. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you on August 10th.